Hey guys, and welcome back for another video. So today we're going to be watching something from across the pond. Come on, let's just go ahead and check it out. You guys deduce what you think from it after watching.
A shameless date story which has been heard all around the world. Pulling a pig. It's a game which involves a group of male friends going on a night out, attempting to pull the seemingly most unattractive girl.
Well, Sophie Stevenson was allegedly the victim of this cruel game after meeting a Dutch student called Jessie during a city break in Barcelona, and she joins us now along with her mother, Julie. And welcome to both of you. And oh my
You're
goodness
gorgeous,
me.
by the way.
I'm so sorry you've gone through this. I'm just so sorry. It's disgusting. I mean, it really is disgusting. So you're in Barcelona. How did you meet him?
So basically, when we arrived in Barcelona, on the first day it was the terrorist attack. So we were on lockdown in the hotel, which obviously meant we couldn't go out. It was our choice, but obviously all the streets were cornered off and all the shops were shut. So me and my friend, we were sitting on the rooftop terrace at the hotel, and they were staying at the same hotel, and they came up, and then basically we just started chatting to them, as you do when you chat to anyone on holiday, and we just really got on with them and had a really good night.
How did it progress from there?
Well, the next day we didn't spend any time with them because we kept missing each other. But then after that, we spent every day together. We went to the beach. We, you know, just hung out whilst we were away. And I think because of what had happened and because the guy hadn't been caught whilst we were there, me and my friend, we just felt safe around him because we thought they were all really nice guys.
And for you, this was a holiday romance?
Yeah.
Yeah. And even when you left Barcelona and you returned home, you spoke to each other on the phone? Yeah. And you even talked about... did you talk about having a long-term, long-distance relationship?
Well, yeah, otherwise I wouldn't go to Amsterdam. Yeah.
Which is what we're about to get onto in a moment. How much did you speak to each other?
Every day we'd message from the moment I woke up to the moment I was going to sleep. Like,
what we can take from it, it's a young lady who was overseas in another country, I guess with her family, and she met a young man under some kind of lockdown from some event that they had happen, and she got to know him, and she was kind of dating him, I guess, for at least it sounds like a day or two.
Yeah, I'm just more interested in the fact that they have this game called Pulling the Pig. I mean, I'll be honest, maybe it's due to the influence of television, but if I travel to another country or whatnot, you know, I'm thinking about trying to bang the hottest girl, but they want to put all this effort into getting the most unattractive girl. Like, oh man, let's get the most unattractive girl. Let's make it a game. Who can sleep with the most effed up girl? I slept with a transvestite!
And it is down and dirty when you think about it, because again, why would you waste your time as well as someone else's if you didn't seriously like them? Or maybe it's a situation where you went for the pig, I guess, or so to speak, because you maybe that's all you thought you could get ultimately. Like he just knew he wouldn't get rejected from her. Maybe he just was too scared to talk to a really beautiful woman out of fear of rejection.
You know, everyone that knows me knows I was talking to him because I was talking about him to my friends and family.
And
so
what, from a mum's point of view, what did you see?
Well, I mean, I was there, you know, when she'd say, oh, Jessie's on the phone, I'm just going to take the call upstairs. And because he felt like he was part of my family already, because then I'd say to her, well, tell Jessie your mum says hi.
All right, this is where it gets weird for me. The mom said she already felt like he was family already just because he was saying hi in the phone, like in the background. Like, really?
People handle things differently because me, I wasn't going to bring, I mean, hey, even my wife, I didn't bring her around my family until I was sure that I was going to tie the knot. So it's like, you meet somebody after 1 or 2 days, and then it's like, oh, let me take you home and meet the family. It's like,
very creepy off rip. Mom is creepy and the daughter. Like, the fact that we're on TV right now even talking about this, like, it's creepy. Like, she was real hurt about it. I mean, you know, I'm sorry that happened, but at the end of the day, You had a good time with them, probably. Let's just be honest.
Just shows how different girls and guys are, because guys is like, who's your girlfriend? What girlfriend? What you talking about? Huh? Who you saw with? Girls be like, oh, this my man. Just met him an hour ago, but he gonna put a ring on. Yeah.
Yeah, some women, they come off desperate pretty quickly. Let's just go ahead and rate her. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give her?
Okay, I'll be honest. I'm not a fan of colored hair. And, you know, I can let it slide if it looks somewhat decent. I'm going to be nice, and this is me being nice. I'll give her a 5.
I would put her right around there, too. She does come off a little bit average. She looks like she's put some effort into her look. That's what I can kind of take from her colored hair and makeup and everything. So it's like she's trying, but at the end of the day, they keep doing the camera span back, so we're seeing her body and everything as well. So it doesn't look like she probably does very many sit-ups. And
she got the big Belga eyebrows. I am a Belga.
Eyebrows, man. I was like looking at them teeth. Her mouth can barely close over them. She's like trying hard. Like, it just seems like it's not enough lip, but I'm sorry.
And Sophie'd say, Mum says hi, Jessie, and she said then, Jessie says hi back. So I knew he was in contact with her every day, and he'd ring at all times of the day.
So then you organise, right, OK, well, he couldn't get over to see you, so you'd pop over to Amsterdam to see him.
Yeah.
Well, his original plan was he wanted to meet her in Manchester. He was going to come over to us.
But he wasn't going to come until the end of October, and because, you know, because we were talking every day, we were telling each other we missed each other and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
So I was like, why not? Do you know? In my head, I was like, well, if I don't see, then how am I going to know? Do you know what I mean?
So you were messaging him right up to the point you got on the plane?
Yeah, I was boarding the plane, and I was telling him, you know, I was at the airport. I've got here okay, and he's like, I can't wait to see you. He said, I'll be at the arrivals bit when you get there. He just said, see you soon.
So you arrive, and you must be so excited, can't wait to see this boy again, and he's not there?
No.
How long did you wait at the airport for?
2.5 hours.
And did you try and contact him?
Yeah. I tried to call him, I tried to message him, I tried to message his friend, but he'd blocked me already, which I thought was weird.
Yeah, of course.
Now that's definitely too much. He made her literally come back. He led her on to the point where he made her come back overseas thinking they was really about to be together and stood her up. What do you think about that? The money and the time and the energy?
You know what? I admit that's pretty low, but
I mean, the fact that he even let her on to begin with is low.
What people do in what should I say? In the pursuit of love, I guess, because that's a bit much.
And this whole like show is pretty much about feel sorry for her, have sympathy for her. But at the end of the day, had she had a little bit more self-respect, this would have never happened. Because those few days that you knew him, he didn't have to have you. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to give him your coup. He only knew you for a couple of days, so that shouldn't even have been a question.
Oh wait, you know what? That must have went over my head. She slept with him?
I'm pretty sure, because he said something about she was pulled a pig, and if you pulled the pig, that means you actually slept with her. So, and that's why she came back. He must have laid that pipe, and she came back overseas for it, like.
And then I first contacted my cousin at home, obviously panicking. After about 20 minutes, I started panicking, and I just said, he's not here. What am I going to do? And she was like, just stay calm. Maybe he's running late. Just stay calm. It'll be okay.
Well, eventually you had to get the shuttle bus. You went to the hotel because
my phone battery was going, so I needed to get there somehow.
At what point? How did he tell you those horrible words? What happened when he said what had happened?
So I think it was about 11:30 at night. I'd already spoke to my family and obviously said that he's not come. So I need to come. I was a mess. I was absolutely petrified. I was crying my eyes out, and I just wanted to go home. So I'd already changed my flight to in the morning.
Because I told her, when she rang me, and obviously I'd got the missed call, and straight away at work, because they knew, I said, you know, Sophie's gone to meet Jessie today. And I dropped her off in the morning. She was so excited to go in to meet him. And I just said, let me know when you've landed. And then she texted me, didn't aware me then at the time to say she'd landed and she was OK. And she was obviously thinking that he's going to turn up, he's probably running late. And then it wasn't until about 7:45 at night time, in our time, that I'd got these missed calls. And when I rang her, she said, Mum, you're not going to believe it, he's not turned up. Well, I was devastated.
Yes, I bet you were.
What did he say to you in the final...
He finally messaged me back, and I heard the noise on my phone, and I thought, at first I thought, oh, he's going to tell me that something's happened, he's on his way or something. And then I opened the message and it said, you've been pigged, 2 pig emojis, it's all been a joke, 2 laughing faces. And then I just paused for a minute and was just like, what? And then I just replied saying, like, how can you be so cruel though?
And then he blocked you.
And then he just blocked me.
And that was...
I kind of agree there. Like, how can you be so cruel to just make somebody, you know, lead them on and then lead them back to another country? And it sounds like this time she didn't even go with her family. This time she got dropped off at the airport and went by herself. So anything could have happened. Like, this person was definitely wrong for this. But at the same time, is it newsworthy? Should we be bashing him? Because this kind of stuff does happen to men all the time too. And I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
Men get, you know, bamboozled, and think about all the different scams that are out there for guys. Oh, date this chicks, but send $200 just to talk for a minute, and, you know, and then another $200 for another 30 minutes, and, you know.
Back when I was on online dating, somebody told me to go to Plenty of Fish. And Plenty of Fish was like one of the worst sites ever, because for a guy, they popped up a hot chick every minute, but it was pretty much a scam. As far as this girl go, I mean, how long did she even know this guy to fly back to another country for? They never heard of a fling? Come on, don't chicks have flings? You sleep with the guy, you have fun, and you say bye, Mr. One night stand.
Exactly. Like, that's what you would imagine it would be like if you were, you know, outside the country. Like, you're literally in another country. You know how hard it is to get a citizenship in another country? Are you kidding?
And I just say this. It's like, had she taken the time to actually get to know this guy rather than trying to rush headlong into whatever relationship she could get, she might have actually discovered that he wasn't interested in her had she gave it more time. Because if there's only so long somebody's going to keep up a joke. So if she would have waited, because it almost sounds like she just flew, I don't know, it seems to me she just flew right back almost the next day or 2 days later.
Yeah, they didn't really specify the time frame, but let's say it was a month or 2 later, you know what I mean? Either way, you only knew him for a couple of days when you were on lockdown and forced to be there. Maybe it was like a joke, like they were on lockdown board. He saw a group of girls that, you know, probably weren't super attractive, and his friends were like, oh yeah, I bet you can go get one of those girls tonight. And then he led her on. And then it's like she just completely fell head over heels. But, I mean, I don't even know how that happened, because we saw the picture of him. He wasn't nothing that special. Like, girl, bye.
Oh, it's on lockdown? Lockdown, huh? That's a different story. Heck, I'd have probably banged an ugly chick if it was on lockdown.
It's the last contact that you've had with him. So, I mean, I can't imagine what that does to your confidence. What that does to you as a girl, as a woman. How does that make you feel?
It instantly made me feel sick, and I just...
And me as a mum, I've seen what it's done to. It's affected her terrible.
Yeah.
She hasn't wanted to come out of the house. She hasn't wanted to go to work. She hasn't wanted to leave the house at all.
Yeah.
And, you know, for...
You're rolling your eyes at this part. What's going through your mind right now?
I mean, all right, let's be honest. Everybody, most people, high school is maybe one of the cruelest parts of life. You get through high school, you can get through the rest of the world. Yes, I mean, I know it sounds bad, but come on. It's like she had like she never had her feelings hurt before. It's like, gosh dang it. Oh, I stood up.
I don't know. It's a little bit different for me hearing the whole fact that she went across the pond. Like she went overseas, flew. Now, I don't know how long their text messages and stuff were and how deep they were. Keep letting on my hair. I don't know how deep their conversations were or anything, but it just seems like a situation where I can kind of understand it. I mean, like I said, it wouldn't have been me who felt like, first of all, I wouldn't have given myself up in a weekend.
Okay. Look, yes, she flew overseas and went to Amsterdam and was stood up. But guess what? You are in Amsterdam. You are in freaking weed capital. Make freaking memories.
You know what? I cannot with you right now.
Me, as a mother, what he's done to her, he's knocked all the self-confidence.
It's unforgivable.
Well, he's gone to great lengths to deny it, although the story is changing as we're on air. He said, we actually met in Barcelona, but I never had a romance with her. I was in a hotel room with her, but I never slept with her. We are not and never were in love. This is fantasist rubbish, and it's ruining my life. He's denied messaging you after the meeting in Spain, reported to saying he had no idea that you were going to be in Amsterdam, claimed that you'd arranged to meet, and even questioned whether you'd been travelling there in the first place, even though you've got proof that you did. And then there's another report that says, after Barcelona, I did not have any telephone contact with her. The messages contained in these tabloids are either made up by Sophie or the newspapers. I did not send them. And then today, he's admitted to a one-night stand. Did not stay the night, but there was no romance and no contact with her after they left Barcelona. It was a one-night stand, which is more than he said in that first statement, and apparently there is another statement coming out in an hour or so. What do you feel about him now that he hasn't, if he's done this, hasn't manned up and said, I'm sorry, I'm the pig?
It upsets me more because
he's trying to make out that she's lying. Why? What would we gain out of coming here today to make a whole story up?
Exactly. What do you gain by coming on TV and furthering the humiliation? Now everybody knows your daughter is like always going to be the duff.
Can I play devil's advocate here? Let's just say, let's put a spin on it. Let's just say he met her, he wanted to bang her. It's like, well, he was like, look, I just want to bang. It's this ugly chick. I'm just gonna bang her. And then on top of that, it's like, oh, we banged. Why don't you meet my family? It's like, oh man, like what? Okay, I'm trying to be nice. Hey mom, how you doing, mom? It's like, look, after this, we ain't going. And then she's calling us. What the frick? Why is she calling my phone? Did she not? He trying to be nice. It's like stalker chick vibe or something like that. I mean, hey, it's like nobody wants to admit, no guy to the public, that we banged a ugly chick. If it's us guys, we will lie and we say we only bang supermodels. But every guy has banged at least one ugly chick, maybe even two.
You know what? And on that, we'll go ahead and finish the rest of this. I have no comment because I'm not going to sit here and say that I have a whole lot of, notches in my belt or anything, but I can't say that I wasted my time on anyone that was ugly. Let's just leave it like that.
I've been there when she's been on the phone to him, and he knows I have because he's shouted "Aya" back to me. So am I lying as well then?
The only reason why I have said about this, it's embarrassing, it's humiliating. The only reason why I've done this is because I don't want this to happen to other girls. If I want other girls to think twice before they do it, I want them to, because...
How would you have known? What could you look for? Where was the hint? Where was the clue that this guy...
Look at how he's sipping so hard. Talking about how would you have known though? Like, dude, stop being a hoe. And then this kind of stuff wouldn't happen to you. Number one, let's start there. You shouldn't have slept with a dude you knew for like a matter of days. And then mom needs to stop being all creepy. Talking about
he said higher to me, so that means he's practically my son.
Like,
and I truly want to know, because apparently they didn't... what should I say, divulge the information on here. How long before she flew back?
It seemed like it was probably a matter of months. it probably wasn't a whole lot of time. It was probably like 30 days or something like that for her. She was head over heels.
And let's be honest, it happens to guys a lot. Guys who spend a whole year talking to chicks, Instagram models, fly the models to them and have the models basically not put out.
Maybe like we were talking earlier, they were on lockdown and he met her on like a little app or something, and she like catfished him. Maybe she had pictures that, you know, she was holding the camera, you know, in certain ways, and, you know, maybe she edited the photos or something. You never know.
Check the neck.
Check the neck?
Yeah, you can always tell a fat chick if you just look at the necks, because it's like, you see the neck, it's like, oh, fat chick. Done.
Alright, and you know what? That's also us on this video. We're also done. You guys leave us a comment. Tell us what you think, and we'll see you next time.